Let's go.
Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, the Ninja Reviewer, here to review Fairy Tale, which I think is episode 249, I believe. Sorry, I'm just typing in something. Oh, no, 250, I'm sorry. Oh, it was 250, so I was right. Episode 250, 250 of Fairy Tale. Excuse me. This episode of Fairy Tale. Oh my god. Yo. Oh my god. Alright. Whew. God damn, yo. This episode of Fairy Tale was actually pretty good. Alright, so this episode, we had the fight between Erza versus Minerva, which is the main highlight. But before I do, let's just get right to stuff that would happen on to the beginning. So, we see at the beginning, pretty much, we have our little setup fights, going on. We see that Silver actually senses the same kind of scent of his own self. When he senses Gray. Gray's scent is similar to his scent. So it's like, interesting. I'm going to take this guy. And I love how this Silver just like tackles fucking Gray. It's like, no, I got this one. You guys go after that. And then we see Gaziel. He's about to battle that one dude. I forget his name. I know Juvia's setup is pretty much to fight Keys. I know that for a fact. Furzer, that was his name. Tara Furzer, the fishman looking dude. Yeah, him. And we see that Gaziel's pretty much, and I like the fucking steel transformation that he actually got. That was actually pretty hot. Like, I really like that. So we see him, and it's like, it's just ordinary iron, because the dude with the flame, I'm trying to remember his name. Oh no, the wind, like the one that used the but now she's going to fight him. Okay, so we got that setup going on. So all these fights are pretty much about to go set up and going down. Meanwhile, we see that Makarov is investigating outside, and what he notices while he goes to Magnolia, he notices that most of the town's in shambles, which of course, thanks to, Margir and them, and, that ship that, thanks to Tartarus, the one where Elfman planned that bomb and everything was pretty much all, in fucking shatters and shit. So we see that the Fairy Tale hideout is pretty much all shattered, completely gone, completely out of commission. We see that is all gone. Everything is just completely evaluated. And he says, like, you must get to the light. And I think there's a secret weapon that Makarov is going to be using, which I'm not going to spoil exactly what it is. It's going to be something huge. So Makarov's going to go there for this secret weapon to use up against Tartarus. Also, we get another scene. Now, here's where the episode falls a little flat. I didn't care for the whole Happy stuff with Happy and Pantherlily. I didn't care for that stuff. It was basically Happy, and Pantherlily was just looking around for Happy for like a good while. And I'm like, okay, how far is that to drag out for? And we see that he finds Happy with some kind of mushroom on his head. But that's just an ordinary mushroom. That's Fremont. Fremont is actually still alive, because while Hell's core actually exploded, part of him actually did survive and land exactly where on Happy when it actually happened, and he actually grew part of his cells inside Happy. So now the little mushroom Fremont is on his head, and his time to strike is going to be setting up. So he's setting up a way where he gathers some of the Fairy Tale members and taking over. So he might take over Happy. I'm like, why on earth would you take over Happy, a freaking cat that has no combat ability? Why would you even consider taking over someone who can't even fight? It's just a flying little Niku kitty. Why would you even try to do that? But that's whatever. I mean, I guess it was the smallest place that he can actually fit in. So what happens is that, it was kind of funny that Pantherlily was trying to get it off Happy's head, but it didn't work. And he's kind of afraid of what Carl would say when he actually kind of looks at Happy with that thing on his head. So, don't worry, he's not going to be like that forever, guys. I mean, you'll find out sooner or later when we get a little further onto this arc. Anyways, meanwhile, though, we jump onto the next scene. That's the one thing I'll give the episode a little more points off for was some of the stuff was a bit slow. With the happy stuff, I wasn't a big fan of because it was just basically Pantherlily just dicking around, trying to look for Happy. He finally finds him, and then they reunite with each other. Thanks to whatever. And I think they're actually gonna find Carla and Wendy to make sure that they're okay. Meanwhile, Carla and Wendy finally wake up from unconsciousness thanks to Durenbot. And Durenbot says that, well, even though you destroyed Face, they had, like, even Fremont explains it, that he even was like, wait a minute, I'm pretty sure I remember something. Like, even though Face's activation was a little off for some reason, even if that one was destroyed, there should have been something else, like, planned forward. I know, because Tartarus, they had something else in mind, like a case like a plan B. And that plan B was, and Wendy actually discovered, and the way the facial expression of was when Wendy finally found out, like, all of the faces, like, over 1,000 of them, that's insane, are all going to activate as a plan B of a time bomb that will erase all magic from existence. And she was just, like, shook. She was like, oh my god, like, I really thought I saved the entire world from being taken away of its magic forever, but apparently that's not the case. We see that, after that, she cuts part of her hair, which I think was actually pretty cool of Wendy. Like, she actually cuts part of her hair off, and she's like, you know what? We're gonna do this together. Like, even if we have to die, that's the price we'll have to pay. Sure, it's not gonna be easy destroying all these, even if we all have to, whatever, etc. And that's perfectly fine, as long as we're together, united, stuff like, even though Wendy's resolved to stop it. Now, even if there's, like, a lot of them, she's gonna try her best to stop most of these face things from deactivating. The rest of the world is kind of relating on her shoulders, on her little shoulders, which I think is really awesome. That lolly is going places. I'm telling you, she's incredibly awesome. Doorball, keep your hands off of her, because you're in that type of the whole lolly little girl shit. Like, we can obviously tell. Like, you can obviously tell fucking Doorball got a fucking hard on when fucking Wendy cut half of her hair off. Like, oh my god, really, dude? Oh man. That song, like, I Like Little Girl should be for him. I'm just saying. So now we're finally getting to the meat of the episode. Erza versus Minerva. And that fight was, oh my god. It was much better here than it was in the manga. Once again, the anime did it really more better than the manga. Because in the manga, even though there was more of a fight, even though, like, okay, yeah, true. I will admit, even though there could have been, I will admit, there could have been a lot more fighting going on in that particular battle, because in the manga there was kind of more of that, and not really too much character development or pretty much whatever in Minerva. However, we got the flashback. Now, this was hinted also in the manga, but also we got more of it in depth in the actual anime, where her father, or AKA the old master of Raventail, Sabretooth, I'm sorry, not Raventail, Sabretooth, he was still an asshole from this day, like, even to his own daughter. So, like, weaklings, cannot, I despise weaklings, even from my own daughter, I'll erase you from existence. So he trained her just to become strong just like her, just like him. So, I'm surprised, where was the mother of all this? Like, what would the mom would have said? Like, could this woman actually fall in love with a guy like that? Like, who's a complete dick to, like, her own daughter because she's weak and not strong and powerful, like, like the master or her father in general? Like, seriously, what the hell? So, it was kind of cute. It was kind of, well, not cute, but, well, she looked kind of cute when she was little. But it was kind of sad, though, just to see her on that struggle. Like, to see her struggle like that, because she doesn't want to really, be that kind of person. She doesn't want to be rough. She didn't want to be this kind of mean-spirited, this kind of, like, like, pretty much dark person that her father wanted her to become. Pretty much she wanted to become a different person. She didn't really want to fight. She didn't want to fight. She didn't want to become strong, but she didn't want to become strong in that way of her father. Like, she's like, she wants to take a break. She's tired. She goes, no, bitch, there ain't no breaks. You gotta keep on going. Like, fight this guy here. Like, I forget what his name was. Like, I don't remember the dude, the mummy looking dude, the one that was doing like um fucking Hadoukens and shit. Yeah, that guy with the bandages. But what was cool though, I like the absolute Dominion thing that she used against like Erza. She actually learned it when she was like really young, thanks to an experience where she was about to dodge. And actually, and as soon as she is waking that magic, her father saw that potential so she can actually use it and get much stronger. But she's like, oh no, you can't come back home. You gotta learn all this magic first before that. And she doesn't want to really do that stuff. She really just wants to protect. Her main purpose, she really just wants to protect people and help people, not just be this like mercenary kind of killer, like, you know, the way her father is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, tough love. So during the fight between Erza versus Minerva, which, by the way, was a pretty awesome fight, like, the bitches went in, man. It was fucking tense. I really liked it. After she actually gains her consciousness and senses, thanks to her being controlled by most of, like, Tartarus, she became kind of weaker in her sense. And then, like, she finally just snapped into reality after the flashback she has, like, no, like, oh, there's no one that cares for me. No one, you know, cares for me. I only care for myself. That's how Sabretooth works. But in reality, she does have people that care. You know, you have Sting and Row at the very end, which they actually made a pretty badass entrance. I'm not going to lie. But it's fucking Sting and Rogue. It's fucking Sting and Rogue. Granted, Rogue is pretty cool, but Sting, he's a pussy. I'm sorry. I mean, this, oh my god, fucking Lester, my Nico is back. Like, oh god. Ugh. Fuck. Awful fucking cat, man. God damn. Whatever. Fucking Sting, but whatever. But it was cool though. I did like their badass entrance though. Granted, I'm not the hugest Sting fan, but when they actually combined their powers, like Sting and Rogue, was actually pretty badass. But Sting as a character, nah. Rogue I really liked, but Sting, yeah, no. Even though in the end they're just Natsu and Gagio fanboys anyway, so it's whatever. But bottom line though, this episode was actually very good, very great, despite, you know, the slow beginning with Happy and Pantherlily, you know, that slow beginning. And the termination, everything else is pretty fine. Like, everything else is pretty much set on. And then we also see that Mardigear pretty much, like, the spell thing that the Celestial Spirit King did is actually wearing off. So now he's actually able to break the spell and actually be free. So overall, this episode, Fairy Tail, episode 250, was actually really great. It was just the beginning part was kind of like the only downplay part I didn't really care for, and I really just want them to get it on. What actually really saved the episode was actually the determination of Wendy. Again, really huge character development. Seeing, like, the fairy tale place in shambles thanks to, you know, the destruction of Tartarus. Makarov going for that secret weapon. Hint, hint. You guys know what I'm talking about if you read the manga to that. There's that. And we're seeing all these crazy setup fights. Erza versus Minerva. So, yeah, some really great things saved the episode. It was just the beginning stuff. I didn't really care for too much with Happy and fucking Pantherlily. Didn't care for those too much. It kind of hurt the episode just a little bit. So this time, it'll be the first one I gave it in a while. A 4.5 out of 5, a.k.a. great plus episode. Or great plus episode. Just a little bit points down, just a little bit due to the Happy and Pantherlily stuff. Didn't care for that too much. So yeah, give me your thoughts in the comment section below of this episode. Until then, this is the Ninja Reviewer, over and out, to the bounce, peace out. Manga fans, keep supporting what you watch, and don't forget, stay tuned next week for episode 251. Bye.